Japan has almost been completely conquered by Russian invaders of a combined land, sea, and air invasion. Two Soviet aircraft carriers, the Minsk and the Kuznetsov, are facing off against the USS Enterprise very soon as American forces, including Marines, aircraft, and even helicopters, have arrived to try to turn the tide of battle. Will it be enough? Is it too late? We will find out soon enough. Hello again, friends and fans. Raptor here. Welcome back to Climb Mount Noranaya campaign for Wargame Red Dragon. It is good to have you all here, and if you want to see more, and if you can't wait for the next episode already, go ahead and hit that like button. Get her up to 1,000 likes to let me know you want to see more. That is simply your way to have your voice heard here on the channel. So, scream it loud and let me know you want to see more. We have ourselves an opportunity to capture a Japanese airfield today. With the help of the Americans, the Japanese are still holding Kanoya, and in the north at Karachu, just east of Nagasaki, there's a battle at the port here with some of our more elite forces. The Americans, though, as I mentioned, have helicopters. The 87th Infantry, the 327th, and the 502nd are poised to strike our harbor here at Nankoku, so we had better reinforce our 1st VDV battalion. Failing to do so will probably result in the Americans capturing that port and would be a loss of 15 additional reinforcement points for political purposes. Additionally, it probably may be a good idea for us to call out some anti-aircraft, as down here at Kanoya, the Japanese have quite a few helicopters, including the 1st Airborne Battalion, with a lot of recon, a lot of tows, and a lot of AH-1Ss, which are going to cause some problems, in addition to the United States Marine Corps' multi-role squadron. In addition to what they're sending from that carrier, we're going to go ahead and call out the 1st Guards Division and have our anti-aircraft company come down. We're going all in to capture some of these sections here. The ports are going to be abandoned to favor the airfields, and U.S. Marines are coming in to try to provide reinforcement, more than likely to try to capture Nankoku and push their way towards Hiroshima, to Torirai, and Gobo, and possibly capture Osaka, which would then end our entire campaign here if they were able to push that far east. We do have anti-ship missiles ready on some of our carriers, so we are ready to do battle with the Americans in the coming turn, but not before we look at some of our strategic points here and actually try to cut off the enemy wherever we can. I'm going to go ahead and call up our little 319th helicopter here. Actually, maybe this would be better. Our Spetsnaz forces, yes. We'll call these forces over here to Kagoshima to flank the enemy wherever we can. Or perhaps this would be better with its weakened force. Yes, let's bring this force down here to Kagoshima. This will allow us then to completely surround Kanoya and would allow us to, I think, capture that extra point that we might need in order to jump off. We want to try to capture Gulf or some other section from the enemy. It looks like we need to add some more reinforcements in order to get enough reinforcement points to control more of the map. Looks like the enemy has Kumamoto, and once we've cleared the airfield, we can then bring in reinforcements for the final capture of Nagasaki and assist all of our forces. Once Kanoya is captured, we can then push that way. The U.S. Marines are not able to push anywhere where there's not a giant white arrow, so there's no threat of them pushing into Kanoya or Kagoshima, perhaps supporting Nagasaki, but they'd have to get past our carrier, and of course this is a sunken South Korean fleet that no longer exists. Let's go ahead and add to our ground forces then. Perhaps any point might be useful in order to bolster our forces. Everything here seems to cost 5 or 10 or plus. Let's see. Oh, actually, we could probably bring up a naval supply company. Right off one of the carriers, but unfortunately it would have to be deployed over there. So let's see what else we have. We need to increase the amount of power that our forces have in order to break through statistically. So let's go ahead and bring a supply company down to Kanoya, and perhaps maybe this will give us a little bit more control of the map. There we are. Now we hold Gulf, and that will allow us to bring in reinforcements closer to the enemy's initial call-out. All right, let's go ahead and fight for the enemy airfield. If we capture this here today against the Japanese forces, the 1st Airborne Battalion, 8th Tank Battalion, 19th Infantry, and the 2 U.S. squadrons, even if we capture this airfield, the enemy gets to go back to their carrier because the USMC and the USN seed squads are based off the carrier. So with all of our forces here today, we should be able to crush them. Now, as usual, they're going to have a huge amount of tanks and a huge amount of helicopters, so we may need to play more defensively this time around. The enemy has the ability to come at us with quite a few tanks, and we don't really have much of an ability to stop them. Conquerors are good. Looks like the Czechoslovakians are even joining us in this campaign. So we'll see if we can destroy the enemy. However, what we really need is a lot of quick-firing guns and not ATGMs. ATGMs are more for killing better quality medium tanks, but the Japanese seem to be throwing nothing but crud at us. So let's go ahead and try to block them. The enemy may try to attack from Anna, Boris, or Fedor with helicopters, but we might be able to push to Kagoshima. We could actually occupy with infantry here and possibly push across the bridge to Kagoshima once secure. Alright, I see many good opportunities here for us, including the ability to call out Yak 141s. That'll allow us to spot helicopters from the sky. It's basically flying recon. And some Biryusas. The ability to shoot down enemy helicopters is important, and we'll need to use that right away. We'll have to defend our position here against any enemy helicopters that may be coming our way. Let's go ahead and get 3 of those down, as well as some defending tanks. I am going to try to brace for impact, though I'd rather assault the enemy. Obviously, with Boris being worth 8 points, the enemy is more than likely to continue to hold that position. Very important for them, and also positions such as Anna that have other additional points. Gregory is going to be important for us to hold even after we abandon it, and it looks like the VDV have a BMD-3, which has a nice 30mm auto cannon on it. So that should actually be able to shoot down pretty much any helicopter that gets close, but more importantly, chew through a lot of Japanese tanks. So let's go ahead and go with a force of 3. We'll escort them with East German F.A.Q Strelas. So let's go ahead and go with 2 groups of that. Actually, let's go with 2 groups of that and also some Biryusas and some recon. So we'll get a BRDM up for that. And also, let's get some. Let's actually get some recon tanks available just in case. Speaking of recon tanks, it might be a good idea for us to have some other tanks on this side of the river just to defend. So let's actually bring some of our force over here, though the enemy may have some helicopters. We'll need to stay hidden then to defend against the enemy. It seems like they'll know what our plan is, so they may adjust accordingly once they spot our units. Okay, with 200 points left to spend, we may want to add to our assaulting force, so that way all other points can go right back towards our... Let's see. Oh, let's see. Elite tanks might be good. Let's go ahead and actually put more into the defense. Once this defense succeeds, we can then push towards Boris and use any extra reinforcement point to cover them. And the OSAs might be important too. We called them up for their anti-aircraft purposes. And the Americans, again, have their Harriers as well. No, actually the multi-role Hornets. So we need to be mindful of that. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We will try to dislodge the enemy from their initial call-out point in the north. Looks like the enemy does not it's not holding any position, and neither are we. Interesting. Let's hold one now. All right, let's get the Yak 141s up to spot. Let's go right and then left. Let's go to Anna next. Oh, there we go. Oh, we got enemy helicopters right away. That's got to be recon right there. A single helicopter. Yeah, you bet. Oh, beautiful. Enemy helicopter destroyed. All right, enemy tows are flying around. They're looking for tanks then, so that's great thing that we have all of our tank forces secured with recon. Let's go ahead and get that recon in cover. As enemy helicopters get destroyed, their missiles are deflected, as the helicopter can no longer guide the ATGM in. Actually, wait a minute. Was that an enemy unit there? Hold on a second. We might have an opportunity to take out an enemy command down here. Let's go with those Flaxstroms parked here. OSAs, BRDM. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. Let's park close. We got to fight 2 battles at one time now. 141, go ahead and go for that recon. We need to blind the enemy. BMD-3 is perfect. They're amphibious. Excellent. That means we don't get bottlenecked at the bridge. PT-85s. Let's actually move towards Boris. This might be a good opportunity. Enemy vehicle spotted. ATGM's going out. That's a lot of tanks. Let's get some bombers up right away. We need to support our boys. 2 elite bombers going in. Let's hit them. Get those bombs in there. Oh, infantry inside the buildings. Oh, did we lose a vehicle? No, it just took some damage. All right, let's deploy infantry. Push the VDV in there. All right, a little change of plans, I guess. And we did lose a BMD. Get some bombs in there, boys. T-55A is being destroyed. Oh, wow, the enemy got close with their Rensus. Whoa, did they just chew through all of our armor? Multiple tanks being destroyed. They're getting very close with a lot. Oh, wow, they're actually attacking us quite well. Okay, let's get that OH. See if we can get him. Oh, no, all right. We need to blind the enemy right away. Let's get another 141 up. Get rid of that recon. All right, let's find that command. He may have fled, but at least we've denied the enemy more points. Let's clear that area and then we'll move off. Wow, look at all the stuff in there. Oh boy, the whole enemy's assault forces here. Okay, we need to have our tanks ready. There we go, bombs going out. Wonderful. Beautiful. Okay, PTs are still spotting them. Let's hit them again with bombs. Wow, they're just chewing through some of our tanks now. They've got some very good tanks here. More bombs. Those are 40 points. Beautiful. More bombs just to ensure they're dead. Wow, T-55s took a beating, but they held the area. And looks like the VDV have cleared house. Good work, boys. Wow, let's get our BRDMs back on the line. Let's get ready to push. Oh, there's a command. Oh, wait, never mind. Reinforcements are here. Alright, get in the buildings, boys. Oh, grenade launchers on those tanks. No. There we go. Let's make sure we eliminate those. Wow, lots of forces coming in. Enemy helicopters spotted. Let's eliminate those. One hell of a battle. The enemy's got a lot of stuff. They were assaulting us and defending. Let's go ahead and get some supply up right away. Ooh, enemy tanks getting real close. Let's get a couple autocannons up to defend. Those BMDs are wonderful. Fantastic units. BDV are holding the line. Let's get ready to push north instead. Let's hit them while we're also defending. Good job with the bombs, boys. BDV, hold that line. How are we doing back at base? BMDs are okay. Let's push the infantry across and secure this side of the bridge. One squad's been eliminated. They got to keep holding. There we go. Oh, enemy ATGMs are coming in. Damn, I thought we could outrange those. They are killing... Wow, they killed an OSA. Embarrassing. Oh, they're getting us with the instack and one and dones. The hell? Flakstrela, come on, man. Get something. Here we go. Oh, the enemy doesn't want to see any of this. Alright, that recon's going to be dead. Damn, those helicopters are way more accurate than I ever remember them being. Our force, our attack force got decimated, but we're still holding, and we've kicked them out of Boris, and almost... We're knocking on the door of Kagoshima. We can still get these helicopters out of the way, 80 points each. And if we can keep spotting tanks, individual tanks not a threat really. But boy, did the Japanese really have a lot. Well, then again, this is their final hold on their airfields, so it's very important for them to maintain control of these areas. We'll be able to R&R here and get all of our forces back too. Before we move with whoever's hit the worst. VDV, stay in the buildings, please. Alright, let's go ahead and try to get lucky. We'll go ahead and try to find commands by bombing. It looks like the Japanese have mostly the light Mitsubishi commands, so if those get blown up, we'll have ourselves a good day. Let's keep hitting these tanks, or helicopters. They're very important to eliminate. Those are... Wow, I'm surprised at how many Flakstroms they were able to destroy. That's very disappointing with the amount of kills they were able to get with those. So, quite a few... Did you see the huge Japanese force? The tanks held for as long as they could. They did destroy quite a few tanks, so no matter what, we're going to have to do some business here. Wonderful to see all those Mitsubishi Recon out. That means we can kill them. So let's do just that. Alright, let's make sure that doesn't get close. Our forces have been kind of halted for the time being. Is that an instack? Yes, it is. One and done. Those are way too accurate. I don't ever have that type of luck, though the range is much shorter on those. So that's good. But goodbye. Whoa! Damn, alright, well, we'll be picking it up on the bombing campaign. Let's go ahead and make sure we continue to drop bombs on them. Looks like there was a lot of something in there. That's got to be where the command is. That could have been recon, could have been supply trucks, not sure. Alright, we were in a definitely better situation at the defense at base. Most of the heavy numbers of the Japanese forces have been cut down severely, but we still have a lot of time left to make up. If we can get out there with the tanks, we could take on the helicopters now. Let's get ready to attack again. This isn't over. It's far from over. Let's get ready with some more VDV forces. They definitely don't like those. So they're going to get more of them. I think we may have lost all of our recon now as well with our continued pushes. Here comes a lot of Japanese helicopters, which means infantry on the ground. I hear missiles dropping. Alright, a lot of enemy tanks approaching again. TO-55s can use their main gun. At this point, it might be wise to bring out the ATGMs, though they'll get killed with the Japanese advancing as quickly as they are. Well, let's get up the rest of our force and go all in. This gamble will end the war early, which will save lots of lives on our side and supplies. There's where all those Japanese were from those helicopters. Is that a command? Make sure it dies. Nope, enemy tank. Wouldn't be surprised if the enemy was that stupid to bring the command right up into the base. Alright, we're going to keep on bombing. As you can see, the enemy's preparing for their counterattack again. Really want to get something else out here. Helicopters are not so much as a threat anymore. Let's actually lure the enemy into an attack. If we fill this up with ATGMs, the enemy won't be able to really push too hard on us. But we only have 10 minutes left to score something big here. We're going to continue to run bombing runs and shoot down enemy helicopters for points. Wow, look at all the Japanese helicopters. Haters gonna say it's a waste, but we just scored 80% of our wonderful points here by just bombing Japanese commands, or, well, not commands, but more than likely supply units and cheap tanks, and clearing the way for our forces in the future. With the Japanese not having any sort of support, the Americans haven't even called in their multi-role fighters. I was hoping that they would so we could use our 141s, but apparently not. Looks like we're going to see a lot of Japanese helicopters now, so let's go ahead and get some beer uses ready. More beer uses, just in case some of them get destroyed. Oh, come on up. And let's get these vehicles rolling. Unfortunately, we only have 9 minutes left. That's not a lot of time. Alright, if we see a huge push from Japanese tanks again, we're going to lock down Factoria forces in this village here. There they are. Alright, distract them, get off the road. Good, wreck those tanks, boys. Excellent. Alright, they're going to need supply. Unfortunately, only 2 made it there, but that's okay. There we go. Alright, let's push up. Beer uses will defend. Yak 141s are taking shots at whatever they can. Craig Ashima seems to still have a ton of infantry and helicopters lingering around. They may be flying over the top. Maybe that's what we're seeing. 69 points. Nice. Nice. Oh, never mind. Okay, let's actually make sure we got our beer uses up here. Lots of tanks sneaking around. That's what the factory are for. Alright, there we go. A total victory, a destruction of the 1st Airborne, 8th Tank Battalion, and the 19th Infantry Regiment. Fantastic. And a removal of the USMC Multi-Role Squadron and the USN Seed Squadron. Fantastic. No escape for them. They wouldn't, even if we scored a major victory, they wouldn't have been able to do that. With this 4th airport, victory is at hand, comrade. Bring us the 5th airport on a plate, and I promise you an appointment in the Kremlin. Fantastic. Alright. I wonder if that means we can be Premier. I don't know. Alright, well, we've got ourselves a wonderful victory here. I don't think we can divert any of our forces, so now we might have to fight out. Oh, actually, the Japanese lost their airfield, so that just means the Western Artillery Regiment is here. So there was a Japanese, what, F-15J there. So now all we have to do is fight the Japanese here if they want to fight. And it looks like they do. So all we need to do is find the Japanese artillery here, which is unfortunate. I was hoping that they would flee, so that way we could then immediately push to the west. But in this case, all we need to do is find the Japanese command and shoot it down. And with our mass helicopter wing, we should be able to do that. What we're going to do here is try to find the enemy command right away, and then just basically crush it. So this shouldn't be much of a battle at all. We'll go ahead and get all of our helicopters ready. We'll get a bunch of our aircraft ready to bomb and to have air superiority. This is going to be a 5-second battle. It's a shame that they fought us, because now this takes a little bit of our time away. But that's okay. It means one more episode for all of you. All right, get rid of the fob. I don't think we're going to need it. Let's go ahead and to ensure that the enemy doesn't flake around us, let's go ahead and get those friendly forces up here. Enemy forces could advance through here, so we're just going to keep an eye on their forces to make sure a command doesn't sneak around us somewhere. And if we spot it, we can pop it. Okay, ready, and go. All right, let's get all of our forces deployed. Very good. Aircraft ready. Okay, MiGs are up. We're just looking for an enemy command. That's pretty much it. That's all we got to do. And we found it. All right, boys, get them. Enemy command might try to take the bridge. Might go up this way. Helicopters should be able to see it once they get right on top of them. And no victory there. Enemy FOB spotted. Just a command hunt now. There's really not much to this one. Enemy didn't even try to deploy its forces at all. Well, once we spotted it, I thought we'd be able to get it, but it must be in these dense buildings. So we'll see it in about 2 seconds as soon as we fly over it. Bump, bump, bump. UAZ, I think we'll find it over here on this right side. I think that's where we're going to spot it. Bump, 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 bump. Yeah, so best case scenario, we could have attacked to the west, and then once we did, once we pushed our forces to the west, we would have then been able to had one more earlier turn towards Nagasaki. Wow, that command hauled ass out of there so quickly, it actually was able to be spotted by VDV forces. They're moving in now. Enemy command. Eliminated. Woo! Oh, did the MiG bomb it? Oh, the MiG was trying. Good job, MiG. Total victory there, and the destruction of the Japanese Western Artillery Regiment. All right, that's a GG for the Japanese. Oh, I guess they're retreating. Okay, that allows our forces then to make their moves. Yeah, I'm kind of saddened. I wish we could have pushed into Karatsu early to fight the enemy forces before they were able to make more moves. However, this does allow us to get another turn and to bring all of our units together at once, unless the enemy tries to counterattack us again. But let's go ahead and end this turn here. Turn 9 now turns into turn 10. The American carrier is trying to engage. Oh boy, that's interesting. Oh, really? Japanese forces trying to push it here? All right. Do you think they're going to actually... Oh, this is actually very good. Ah, we can hold in the north. I don't know if the enemy's going to actually fight us out here on this one. I'm not sure. Let's see. What do we have for aircraft that can be diverted? Oh, we don't get our reinforcement points yet. Okay, this is a shame too. We're going to have to fight the Task Force Enterprise once with the... Oh, wow, look at that. We got Udaloys, but we're going to have to fight them without the help of the Minsk for one battle, and then we'll have to move over for 2 turns. It's kind of nice, actually. We have an opportunity to kill an enemy carrier. This is going to be really good. All right, folks. Well, that is it for this episode. Come back next time where we're going to see the Battle of the Port of Kataishu yet again. If we divert all these forces out of here, we can then push west and south finally. We were going to fight these guys one way or another, but if we win them here, we can just brush the other ones aside and walk right into Nagasaki. This one's almost over. So, again, if you want to see more, hit that like button, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks again for all your support, and and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.